Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, welcome back to the Baseball Hut 3, and hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. As you know, many years ago, there was Mike and the Mad Dog, and they were together a long time, from 1989 till, 2007? 2008, and then they broke up. And Francesa stayed at the Fan, and Mad Dog Christopher Russo went on his own, and he's been on his own. They've been separated ever since, and they're both extremely happy because they hated each other. Their hatred for each other is about as legendary as the insanity on the radio, and they're back and forth and so-called chemistry. But they absolutely despise each other, and I think they're very happy with the way that things turned out for both of them. Well, there's a sort of a story going around about some of the people that were going to replace Mad Dog, because there was a lot of talk back then that Francesa wanted to hire somebody to be his partner, and they were interviewing all kinds of people and just getting to know other people and see what was going to work out. Well, there's a story going around. I guess one of the people involved was Max Kellerman. I got to be honest, I don't know much about him. This is from the New York Post. I guess there were things that were said, and Mike Francesa does not take well to it. What was said. This is the headline. Mike Francesa calls out Max Kellerman for WFAN lies and reveals why he stopped talking to him. Interesting. Now, before we get into this video, I need to hit the subscribe button. So many people have been coming onto the channel and watching the WFAN stuff. But this is a media thing. The WFAN's been extremely hot on YouTube. And that's why I've been doing so many things. Another sports personality has punched back at Mohammed Kellerman. Just days after Stephen A. Smith spurned former First Take partner Max Kellerman for his explosive tele-interview on the Bill Simmons podcast. Mike Francesa rebuffed Kellerman's claim that he was in the line to join the radio host, at WFAN following his split with and from Mike and the Mad Dog. Mutual split, by the way. Speaking with Simmons, Kellerman professed that joining forces with Francesca was the plan, and that he'd seemingly been handpicked to become his new partner. Then concluded Francesa went solo after realizing he didn't need to welcome a co-host. Now, he didn't need it, as it turned out, because he had a #1 show for a long time. During a Tuesday taping of his Bet Rivers podcast, the 71-year-old sports personality clapped back at Kellerman for what he deemed a deeply distorted recollection of events. Quote, "It's completely untrue," said the New York sports radio icon. "There's not a word of truth to that. When Dog left, WFAN program director Mark Chernoff wanted me to sit down, take time, and meet a lot of people. We got hundreds of calls, as you can imagine. Out of the woodwork, people I didn't even know. Okay? Ironically, Francesa asserted that the person he called about joining him and it was the man interviewing Kellerman, Bill Simmons. Nevertheless, the Ringer founder, who said during his chat with Kellerman that he received the call, quickly shut down the idea due to a lack of interest. Given his firm placement in Los Angeles and an unwavering fandom for Boston sports. Simmons. The truth of the matter is, going back to the beginning, the first person I ever talked to, believe it or not, was Bill Simmons. This is Francesa. Now, I called Bill and I said, "Bill, I got an idea." And he said, "I have no interest. It's not what I want to do with my life. I appreciate it. I don't even want to discuss it." So we didn't even discuss it. He was the first person I talked to. He might not even remember that, but I do, because I made the phone call. Okay? Interesting. Francesa added that he also courted Kellerman's former First Take partner turned bitter rival, Smith. The pair shared a lunch before going their separate ways, but that was merely an appetizer for his controversial dinner with Kellerman. Okay? Francesa also revealed he was blindsided to learn that the news was meeting with Kellerman had leaked almost immediately, which led to the WFAN host cutting off communication between the two entirely. Quote, "We try to be nice to people in-house who want an opportunity, but none of them were ever serious candidates. The first person I had lunch with was Stephen A. with Chernoff. I liked Max. I wanted to talk to Max, but like I said, I never thought there was a chance I was going to hire somebody or anybody. It's me and that. Quote, I met with Max myself for dinner near my house, and by the time I got home, it was already out that we had met and had finished. We never talked again, and nobody, I can tell you this right now, this was an absolute fact, and no one can dispute this, because if they are there, if they are, they're lying. Nobody ever got a second interview. There was never a second interview for anybody. Number two, nobody ever got far enough to even have a discussion about being part of the show, what their role would be or money. It never ever came to that. That never happened. Nobody ever got that far, and nobody was ever in line to get the show. Case closed. Interesting. Though Francesa's solo act never quite reached the heights of a show with Chris Russo, he remained the linchpin voice of New York sports media and briefly held a national platform on Fox Sports 1. Kellerman, who was ousted from ESPN in 2023, recently teamed up with super agent Rich Paul and The Ringer to launch a new show, Game Over, which premiered on December 9th. So I guess this thing with Kellerman is just his way of sort of drumming up eyeballs to his show. Like I said, I don't know who he is. I've never seen anything about it, but if he's calling himself Muhammad Kellerman, what a bizarre individual. That's what you get from a lot of these people that are in the media. Very strange people, very odd characters. And then you get somebody like Francesa, who's very serious, and has a big ego. he's not going to deal with a guy like this, some goofball like this. That's for sure. You know, we've sort of been watching and listening to Francesa for, since I was a little hut. And I know what the deal is with him. I actually met him when I was a little hut. But he didn't really like putting up with Chris Russo's antics. He was going to put up with this guy's antics? And then he's making up stories that, I guess he said that he had a second interview with Francesa. Well, I will say this. Kellerman has gotten a lot of attention, including me doing this video on my Baseball at 3. So hopefully you like this video. I'll keep doing stuff on the media. The media is a lot of fun to talk about. Nobody else does anything about it. People searching it. That's why people are coming in here and watching the video. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to Baseball at 3, and I'll see you later.